Hello, everyone. So welcome to Keeping in Real Estate with my sister, Diana.
Hi, everyone.
And our special guest, Yvette Valencia.
Hello.
So guys, she is the trust attorney. She knows everything about trust, probates, and we're going to ask her all the questions you are wondering.
Okay. So Yvette, let us know, what is a trust?
A trust is actually a family contract. So we deal with contracts every day, and a trust is a way to put all of those intentions, family agreements on paper.
Yvette, another question that a lot of people always ask me, is trust and a will the same thing?
No, absolutely not. A will, by definition, is a letter of directions, a letter of intent that has to be supervised by a judge. And we do that through the probate process. And so a will has to be done and supervised by a judge. So sometimes when our families think, oh, I'm prepared, I have my will, that means that families have to go to probate court. With the trust, like any other contract, if we don't have any disagreements, you do not go to court. So it helps us stay out of court and minimize money, time spent, stress that comes along with the probate process.
And attorney fees.
And attorney fees.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Yvette, how can we use a trust?
A trust can be used in many ways. As you know, a will, we use it when we die, and that's it. A trust is a family agreement. It can be changed as long as we are capacitated, and we can use it also if we become incapacitated. So what that means is, let's say I become sick and I can no longer pay my taxes or anything like that, and I have a trust. I have appointed a successor trustee, and that's who is in charge if I can't. So I'm still alive.
Right.
So the trust continues to be in effect. So one of the things that I'd like to tell my clients is a trust helps you administer your assets during your lifetime, so we keep control. During our incapacity, if we get sick, and at death, it's a benefit to help us avoid the probate process.
Okay.
Right.
And what assets can we put in the trust?
Our main asset that most families put is a house. That's our main asset. You can link your 401ks, your investments, and there's other assets, your bank accounts that you want to your trust, but we need to control, or we want to protect, and we want to organize our homes.
Okay. So Yvette, I have a question for you. You know, me and Diana are realtors. We've been doing real estate for over 15 years. You know, we have clients that purchase houses. Do you recommend to put those houses on a trust right away? What is your recommendation as an attorney?
Immediately in a trust. So
Exactly. Immediately, guys.
Yes.
Immediately into a trust. Let's say we have a child, and that child is in high school, 12th grade, about to graduate. They're going to get their first jobs. And let's say they didn't have a bank account. What might we tell them? Hey, let's go open a bank account. When you get your first interview, we have a place to put your first check, automatic deposits. That's the way. We can do the same thing with a trust. A trust, imagine it, so it's a family contract, but it also serves like a big bank account. So you buy your first house, you put in trust. Second home, you don't have to do a new trust. You immediately put it into trust. It's done through escrow, and it's there.
Right. It's like a guarantee that, you know, if you pass away, you know, your trust takes over versus going into probate.
Yeah.
Right. The other great thing about the trust is, remember, we stay in control. So we're not giving anything to anyone, not to our kids, not to anyone. It's in our control until we pass away. At our death, it's usually when we distribute to our kids. So we're in control. We can refinance, we can buy, we can sell. We keep control.
Right.
So Yvette, I've dealt with a lot of sellers that unfortunately passes away. They don't leave a trust. And now the children want to sell their home, but they can't because it wasn't put into a trust. What is the next step after that?
Correct. The next step would be to hire an attorney.
So hire Yvette, guys.
The next step would be to hire an attorney. A house cannot be sold. It cannot be sold without a court order if we did not have a contract.
Right.
It cannot be sold. You do have to go through the probate process. And so there's a set of rules in the California Probate Code that tell you what you need to do. It starts with filing a petition and then a series of procedures that have to be followed. And they take time, money, and it's always best to have a trust.
Yes, and me and Diana have, deal with a lot of cases like this, and a lot of people, they're like, we don't want to do probate, but there's no way you could sell if you don't go to probate. So it is what it is.
And it avoids fees from now your family's left with attorney fees, court fees, and time and they have to, unfortunately waste by not having a trust. So yeah. And maybe even avoiding bickering with family as well. So
And drama with the family. I'm sure you see it all the time, huh, Yvette?
There's always drama. However, we could nip it in the bud and we could get those family intents on paper.
Okay, Yvette, so I have a serious question. I know that your Paula's trust attorney. Did she left me anything behind?
Attorney client privilege.
She is confidential. She won't disclose anything, guys. Until I die, she'll see my trust.
Better not leave me your turtlenecks. I will die.
Anyways, guys, and the great thing about Yvette is that she is fluently in Spanish. So, we have a lot of Latino, Hispanic communities, and unfortunately, they're the ones that are not, I'm not going to say teach right, but
they're not. I think the word is that they're not aware of it as much. That hey,
they need to get more educated, and that's why we're here.
Exactly.
Yeah, I think it's something cultural. In our culture, we think of a will. In Spanish, it's el testamento. And that just freaks us out. It's a taboo. We don't even want to talk about it. And so we have to, I believe, just get out of that. And like Paola said, we need to educate ourselves and have this information from the correct sources, attorneys, and see the benefit of an estate plan, a trust, to make sure that we get our family's needs on paper.
Well, thank you guys for joining us today at Keeping It Real Estate, and thank you to our guest Yvette. That was wonderful information. I'm sure you guys could benefit from it. And we will have a lot of information in our post. Please subscribe and like, and see you guys next time.
Bye, guys.